Okay. I will share the slide. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay. So, based on our syllabus, the topic that we are going to cover is that standard battle, design dominant, why dominant design are selected, and multiple dimension of value. Tertinggal E lah pula. Value. Jadi, but in our textbook, okay, dia ada one part of modality and platform competition in which not in our syllabus. So we are just going to cover up to competing for design dominant in market with network externality only. Okay, so this part is not in our syllabus. Just to let you know that, and please take note. Okay, chapter 4 in our textbook, chapter 3 in our syllabus. And this is the case study. Some of the case study we will discuss some of the case study in the textbook we will not discuss. Okay. So many industries experience strong pressure to select single or few dominant design. There are multiple dimensions shaping which technology rises to the position of the dominant design, and firm strategy can influence several of these dimensions, enhancing the likelihood of their technology rising to dominance. So, in these chapters, we are going to look for battle. Battle meaning that how the company trying to, our firm, they are trying to have to sustain whatever innovation that they have, and to make sure that they are sustained in the industry. Okay. So why dominant design are selected? It increasing return to adoption. When technology become more valuable, to more it is adopted. Two primary sources are learning effect and working externality. So the learning curve, as technology is used, producers learn to make it more efficient and effective. Okay, as the cost decreasing, the cost per unit will decrease based on cumulative output. Okay. And in terms of performance increasing, when the performance of each unit, actually it will go positively with cumulative output. So more output, increase performance. More output here, more output, less cost. Jadi AV pandai cerita pasal ni because this is about economics, related with economics. Prior learning and absorptive capacity. A firm prior experience influences its ability to recognize and utilize new information. Use a particular technology, build knowledge based on about the technology. So the technology base help firm use and improve the technology. It suggests that technology adopt earlier than others are likely to become better developed, making it difficult for other technology to catch up. So when we are discussing about prior learning, there are some in the industry, there are some leaders. They set the trend for certain products, certain services. Other people has to follow them. It means that to this company, normally they will get more because they are early adopters of the technique, of certain technique, of certain design. Okay, so the ability for them to absorb, okay, to absorb the knowledge and translate it to the innovation idea, becoming something that is useful, or becoming something as the asset to the company. So for these leaders in the industry, normally when they learn it earlier, the ability for them to absorb the knowledge and transform it to the innovative idea actually higher as compared to the follower, to the firm as the follower. So network externality. In market with network externality, the benefit from using a good increase with number of other users of the same group. So network externality are common in industry that are physically networked. For example, like rail, road, telecommunication, and so on. So network externality requires physical link. Okay, we should see the physical link. So network externality also arise when compatibility or complementary goods are important. For example, many people choose to use Windows in order to maximize number of people their file are compatible with and the range of software applications they can use. So the choice of network externality is important because of compatibility. What make it compatible? So kalau if you are talking about network externality in terms of infrastructure, we can see that why people choose certain infrastructure, why they use certain transportation as compared to other transportation. Why is that? So some people prefer to use macam dekat KL, some people prefer to use train as compared to road. Why is that so? Okay, so the reason, the choice of what they make, okay, in their daily work, actually it more about confirmation with it's not confirmation, compatible. Okay, what is compatible, what make it easy for sharing and so on. That's why they give this example, why majority of people prefer to use Windows based application as compared to Apple based, for example. Okay. A technology with large install base attract developers of complementary good. A technology with right range of complementary good attract users, increasing the install base or a self-reinforcing cycle issues. So, what it mean by this is that, okay, it gives the illustration here. We have the size of install base, and a large install base attract producer of complementary good, and it make the ability of complementary good and the ability of complementary good attract user, increase the install base. What does it mean? As simple as using your phone like this. Now I said the audio connection is no longer using the audio port. Now people started to use the C-type port. So size of install base, only newer phone that have this kind of port. Old phone have the audio port. So when we have this kind of install base, we need to have to, those who wanted to use earphone, they need to have the right connector. Otherwise, they cannot use the earphone. It make the complementary good come in. When many people started to have that complementary good, that complementary product, such as the earphone with the right connection, people started to use more of the handful like that. So that what it means by the size of install base and how it relate with complementary good. Okay, this is the rise of Microsoft, in which I will not touch. This one you can read it on your own, theory and action. Okay, for government regulation, sometimes the customer welfare benefit of having a single dominant design prompt government organization to intervene and to impose the standard. For example, the NTSC color standard in television broadcasting in US, general standard of mobile communication in Europe Union. Jadi, when we are discussing about government regulation, this is about also the telecommunication, for example. Telecommunication, you cannot like enforce straight away whatever technology that is available. In Malaysia, they have a standard, what we call a standard technology that can be used at certain time. So those are under government regulation. And even though your phone probably, okay, can support 5Gs, some of the areas still need to support 4G. So some of even though better telecommunication also available in term of dia panggil apa, transaction, okay, in term of transmission, still the government have something or some control over it. So those are under government regulation, and the result of the winner-take-all market for natural monopoly, where firm supporting winning technology earn huge reward, others may lock out. This is what happened last time with Yes 4G. When natural monopoly happened, when Yes able to collaborate with Ministry of Education, where all school need to use Yes. Itu adalah the example of winner take all markets. Okay, and then increasing return indicate that technology trajectories are characterized by past dependency. It means that end result depend greatly on the event what took place leading to the outcome. So what is happening now will lead to what will the company get in the future. So that's what it means by past dependency. If you are not taking this path, most likely you will not succeed. This is what happened to Nokia. Again, I bring in the case. So whatever case that I mentioned to you in class, meaning that you can always go and try to search what is going on with this industry, what is going on with this company. Okay, so same thing also with crop. Crop slipper kan. Dulu crop slipper tu banyak sangat. Kenapa suddenly dia tak ada? Why? What is wrong with the company? So a dominant design can have far-reaching influence. It shapes future technology inquiry in the area. Winner take all market can have very different competitive dynamic than other market. More majority because technological superior product do not always win. Jadi sometimes networking is matters. Even though we have all the cutting edge technology, sometimes it's not guaranteed that that company will win. Such market require different firm strategy for success than market with less pressure for a single dominant design. So this is also we can see based on even in avian. Okay, avian company and also dalam e-wallet. Benda tu juga kita boleh tengok dekat sini. Some companies kalau dia dapat attach dengan government link project, normally that company will become winner take all market. But we must remember that kind of company sometimes not really give the best solution to the society or to the community. Okay. Now it's about multiple dimension of value. In many increasing return industries, the value of technology is strongly influenced by both technology standalone value and network externality value. So a technology standalone value include factors such as the function of the technology, enable customer to perform, and aesthetic quality, and it is easy to use. So these are the things that normally a product that you have to find this kind of company for you to receive that technology. Ada tak company yang you all boleh fikirkan macam tu? Standalone value. The function that technology enable customer to perform aesthetic qualities, ease of use. In one of your answers that you gave me from the first question, ada yang ni. Ada siapa perasan tak? From whose answer actually you have this? Technology standalone values. Ada 7 orang yang dah submit kan? Answer tu? Ada tak? Technology standalone value. Apa dia? Can you share?
Is it from Rosli Kowe?
Kowe? Yeah, sebab dia ada something yang kalau tak dapat Kowe, you don't get the technology kan? Itu satu. Lagi? Ada lagi tu dalam tu. Siapa lagi? Siapa tulis pasal IK ya?
Saya.
Awak tak jawab.
Baru nak sebut nak kacau saya.
Tapi kan, it is right? Kalau if you don't go to IKEA kind of store, basically you wouldn't get what you want. Betul ke tak betul?
Betul. Susah lah.
So,
ada yang sama tapi dia punya juga yang berkualiti.
Still we wanted to go to that to get everything kan. Pertama sekali easy to install with all the operating macam mana macam mana nak pasang, how to assemble apa semua kan, everything. So nampak. Now you see what it mean by technology, what it mean by ni lah technology standalone value. Okay, alhamdulillah nampak kayanya memang student understand. Okay. This is Kim and saya selalu problem dengan sebutan ni. Okay, develop a buyer utility map that is useful for identifying element of technology stand-alone value. So this is the what we call it's like the dimension lah for customer productivity. In terms of purchase, price of prior slightly higher than comparable non-hybrid model. In terms of you offer speed and power comparable to non-hybrid model. Supplement can stop less often for gas, saving for money and time, maintenance, disposal. So these are the things yang we can say that what make people wanted to go for certain design. Utility map. When you are discussing about certain product, it come with something, some value that you think it will benefit you. Contoh macam selalu ada cerita pasal simplicity. Ni kalau kata simplicity, bukan simplicity yang make up. Simplicity yang IKEA punya tu. In terms of purchase, you can give the dimension apa cerita dia. Delivery, you can also discuss. In terms of use, in terms supplement, in terms maintenance, in terms of disposal. So all of this, whatever attribute that make you come for the value of the product, itu yang dipanggil sebagai buyer utility map. So either you realize it or not, when you are discussing or when you are choosing to purchase certain product, you are not only focusing on benefit that you get, but you're also looking for value. Talking about that, I just wanted to ask you, is there any difference between satisfaction and value? This is a very interesting discussion.
Correlated. Yeah,
Correlated. Okay.
But they're not the same.
So good answer. It's correlated but not the same. How to say it? Okay. How do you define satisfaction? Anyone? How do you define satisfaction?
Satisfied with the products.
Betul lah tu, satisfied with this product. But how you define it? In what condition you think that in what condition you think that you are satisfied?
Happy with that product. Happy.
Why you are happy?
Because
Why you are happy?
satisfied with the product.
Again, you are talking about satisfaction, but you cannot define it.
It fulfill our needs.
Yes, it fulfill our your need based on what? How you can say that it fulfill your need based on what?
Emotion.
Emotion come from?
Quality.
How you perceive quality? It is a very simple answer, you know, a simple question. What is satisfaction? As easy as that.
Contentment, fulfillment.
What make you feel content and fulfill? What do you have before that? Anyone?
Choose
Anyone?
the feel.
Actually, okay, it comes with your expectation.
Yeah.
Yes, doctor.
Do you agree? Yes.
Yes.
You already have certain experience. And then after that, you already have some expectation. And you already somewhat have the benchmark of yourself. For this particular product, I already test this brand and I am happy with it. Testing another brand, what do? Compare. Compare based on your previous experience. And then after that, only you started to evaluate. If your experience and your expectation equal, like you said, meet your need and want, meaning that your expectation for your need, expectation for your want, if you feel that, therefore, fulfill, Salwa said tadi, fulfill, content, betul lah tu, meaning to say that you are satisfied. Agree or not agree? This is a simple concept of marketing. Agree or not agree?
Agree.
Betul lah tu kan? Okay. Now, what is value? What is value? When you expect it to get A and you get A, you get satisfied. But when you expect A, you get A plus. What does it mean?
Exceeded.
Yes,
Exceeded the
exceeded.
expected.
Exceeded. When your expectation exceeded, what does it mean?
High value.
Value. This is what we are discussing in this chapter. Now you get what I mean by buyer map, buyer utility map. You are discussing about value that you perceive from product and in which way you define the utility. Okay, we check back. Now it makes sense. All of these are values that you gain from certain product, and this is all the utility map. What make you feel value? Why you perceive value?
Sorry.
Lah, tak sure ke? Aduh. Tak nak cakap. Okay.
Sikit baru
Cepat,
sikit.
baru sikit. Okay. Now we come back to this multiple dimension of value. Now we see that tadi you must know where is the patut dah macam awal-awal tu everybody is like blur je. Value ni apa benda kan? Okay. Value tu actually is something beyond your expectation. Exceeded your expectation. Exceeded your satisfaction. Something is more. Okay. Something is more. From just the benefit that you receive when you expect to experience something. Okay. When you have the value, you also have reason. When it says simplicity, okay, Salwa, why do you like to use, why you like to purchase product from IKEA? Maybe you say it is simple. Simple, you should have said also, for example, easy to assemble. Kalau kata ini adalah easy to use, maksudnya dari segi assembly, easy to use. Dari segi purchase, value for money. Dari segi delivery, they can deliver it to the doorstep. Supplement, you can always get extension of the product, extra product if you want. Maintenance, very less maintenance. Disposal also very easy to dispose. Now, these are the value that become the descriptive of the value what the customer want. To the firm, this kind is very important for them to innovate more. If they say that before this, this particular product don't have this, therefore they will improve it in the latest edition of the product. So you can see also, for example, like smartphone, you can have latest edition and latest edition and latest edition, and they add more and more and more. So now I have this S21, but this S21 already outdated, considered as outdated. My camera only can zoom 30 times. But come S22, it's already 100 times zoom in. So you just imagine. Why they know this? Because of this map. Okay? Okay, so this is also another, what we call another map, additional values that can be discussed. Okay? All right. So in terms of network externality value, it includes the value created by the size of technology installed base and the availability of complementary product. So if we are talking about this type C earphone, okay, and the availability of the earphone that have that connection, those are the complementary good. So for a phone company to change this port, it requires lots of things. Because you just imagine this same port actually transfer power and audio at the same time. Power, audio, and data at the same time with smart port. In which before this, it should be used like 3 ports for that. 1 audio port, 1 data port, and 1 power port. Sorry, 3 port. Now, all of these 3 has been combined, innovated in a way that 1 port can transfer 3 things at one time. It can transfer power, it can transfer data, it can transfer audio. So those are the things under network externality. So a new technology has significantly more standalone functionality than the incumbent technology may offer less overall value because it has smaller install base or poor availability of complementary good. Jadi even though we are talking about standalone functionality, sometimes they will stuck in the incumbent technology. Meaning to say that if they are not really doing their R&D innovation more, basically they will obsolete faster than other company. Meaning to say like IKEA, their R&D meaning that they are working like 24 hours at 365 24/7. You need to imagine that they have to innovate the product almost daily to ensure that they can cope with other people, other technology. Otherwise, they will stuck like this, incumbent technology. Same thing like Apple. Even Apple also fall under this, but they are strong enough to ensure that innovation is happening, always happening. Same thing. The good thing about Apple, for example, they have for macam untuk devices macam notebook, they have the Apple-based handphone also, they ada handphone iOS. But for Windows only have the Windows base untuk lapi. Tetapi when we are discussing about smartphone, dia dah pergi dekat Android. Jadi it is not the Windows base. Jadi those are the thing yang kita kena tengok. Meaning to say that memang Apple is very strong in that area. However, if they stop their research R&D, meaning that they fail to adopt certain trend to make them keep moving to sustain in the industry, meaning they akan jadi incumbent technology. Nokia akan dah jadi macam ni. Atur jadi macam ni. Okay. So to successfully overthrow an existing dominant technology, new technology often must either offer dramatic technological improvement, for example, video game console, it takes 3 times performance of incumbents and compatibility with existing install base and complement. Jadi, to in order to break this incumbent technology, that's why the small firm, for example, like smartphone, kita ada juga, we still have competitors that are trying very hard to sustain in the industry. Contoh macam Oppo. Oppo, it has its own ways. It has its own target market for their product. Even though we can say that, yes, Apple, they are the, as one as the incumbent technology, and like Samsung already have its own ways. But, other firm trying to come in and trying to make it, maksudnya they are trying to offer something else. Trying to position themselves in the market and not competing directly with this incumbent technology group of company. Jadi, they have to work extra hard, and of course, they really need to position their company to the niche requirement. Niche requirement, for example, there are some of the camera, contoh macam Oppo. Oppo actually really good in taking selfies. Oh, that is one of the example. Meaning to say that the price is cheaper, you still have the quality of certain camera, but there are some problem in which in terms of quality, it is not as good as Samsung, for example. But you know that there are some of the companies that are trying. Okay. Subjective information or perception. Subjective information in terms of perception and expectation, like we already discussed, can matter as much as objective information in actual numbers. So value attribute to each dimension may disproportional. Disproportional meaning that values that receive for each of the product is different in different setting and for different product. Okay, because each of local people or local community will accept differently the product they choose. Okay, so for example, in Perlis, okay, I always thankful for their cashless transaction. For here, in terms of the acceptance of e-wallet, I believe, is higher as compared to other location. I can live with 10 ringgit cash in my wallet for 1 month. Because everywhere in Perlis, we can always use e-wallet. But when I go back to Kedah, for example, just nearby, I always have difficulties to use e-wallet. That means that for e-wallet, the acceptance of values is not the same. The proportionate of acceptance of cashless transaction in Perlis is different with the acceptance of e-wallet in Kedah. So we cannot say that, okay, the acceptance of community is 50% because in KL it's 50%. Also, we assume that in Penang, people also will accept it as 50%. No, it wouldn't work that way. Okay, because it also involves with other things like locality, like cultural and so on. So this is competing for design dominant in market with network externality with the help of the compatible product. So we can graph the value technology offered in both standalone value and network externality value. So if this is value occurred from network externality, we can see from the external base, okay, they already start to give value to users from the external base and it accelerate. But for those from network externality and technology utility, meaning that the tech value has to be in there first before they start to put it with network externality. Tech value, this is the R&D. This is the R&D. Meaning to say some part of the innovation already been done in the company and attach it with the network externality. That's why the starting point to give the value to user is actually slightly higher. They start a bit higher when the tech value is already confirmed can be released to the community. But if it is just with network externality and it works and it is compatible and works for a particular product, katalah produk daripada company A dengan produk daripada company B, put it together and it is compatible, directly it will start to give value to user. Okay, so that is a different. So we can compare the graph of two competing companies and identify cumulative market share level, installed base that determine which technology yield more values. So this is the market share reverse for B. Okay, and this is the tag value for company A. Okay, jadi when we start, okay, the market share is low. Indifferent. There is not so much of different at 50-50 level. At this point, meaning that the tag value and market share is almost equal. Masa baru-baru start tu, normally market share is high. But when along the line, when the tag value is increasing, competitors started to come in, the market share started to increase. Started to decrease. Okay? So, this is also for the tag value of A at a difference of 60-40. 60-40 meaning to say that you can jack up to here when you are able to secure higher market share. Okay? This is actually what I call the because for market share, we must remember, this is a bit difficult to explain. In market share, we must remember that earlier I said, when we become the leader of the some technology in the market, the share is higher. The share is higher. But when the technology started to have more adopters, the market share will decrease. However, between the tag value and the market share, actually, it has the meeting point here. Okay, it has a meeting point here. If it is set the indifferent between market share and tag value at 50-50. Therefore, at this point, okay, where the market value coming to market share decreasing, okay, the tag value will start to increase. But if this tag value is we start early, higher, meaning to say that the tag value will become it will not end at where it starts. Because of this indifferent of 60 and 40. So this part actually it give more value to the company that have this technology to gain more profit from the market share as compared to 50-50 level. So this part is okay. For now, I just deliver the notes. Inshallah, when we see in Saturday, if you have any question about this, we can discuss further. Okay, this is multiple dimension of value when customer requirement for network externality and value are satiated at lower level of market share, more than one dominant design may thrive. So this is happen when this is the link for value to user and this is the tag value. The tag value meaning the R&D in the organization. So when we have this, the in different region, this part actually give the opportunity for another dominant design to come in. Okay? Meaning that when we have normally, that's why normally we see, for example, like smartphone, they will have before the curve started to flatten macam ni, okay, as curve they started to flatten macam ni, they will already started to have a new one. They will not wait until it reached the maximum point and started a new one. If this happen, okay, this loophole happen, someone else will take this position and started to new product will start to come in. That's why R&D has to be continuous. It's a continuous process. Before this one hit the maximum, they should have another one curve. If you don't have stock, okay, at your pipeline of the development of the product, someone else will take over. Okay. Winner take all market good for customer. So economy emphasize the benefit of competition because a certain point of competition is good because it promote it make the industry foster. However, network externality suggests users sometimes got more value when one technology dominates. This is also becoming one thing that should be considered as a firm when they wanted to move on or to decide on certain technologies. So network externality suggests users sometimes get more value when one technology dominates. So this technology of this one, connection, now when people started to move to this one technology and majority of phones started to use that, meaning that the network externality, the firm that provide the complement product actually prefer to have this. Because of the change of this port, it make the network externality more faster. Jadi this is also one of the reason of winner take all market. Winner take all market. Yang ni in term of the use of technology lah. So should the government intervene when network externality create a natural monopoly? Normally, yes, government will do that, especially when there are changes in government because of the political issues. Jadi bila setiap kali ada macam kita ada mengundi new government, they will change the some policies, and sometimes it also affect the winner take all market. Okay, network externality benefit to customer rise with cumulative market share. So potential for monopoly cost to customer, for example, price gouging, restrict product variety, also rise with cumulative share. So curve shape are different. Natural network externality benefit likely to grow logistically, while potential monopoly cost likely to grow exponentially. So what does it mean by this? It shows that when network externality actually playing a very important role in many industry, especially to those who provide complement or the complement of the product. So they have also potential to monopoly the cost to customer. Okay, they will restrict. You just imagine if I am the kind that have the old set of audio, I need to have a connector. That connector also another extension of network externality. So when we are discussing about this S shape, this is the tag value. Okay, this is the value occurred by customer from network externality for technology A, and this is monopoly cost to consumer as technology A gain the market. Sometimes when the technology adopted, customer have to purchase more, because whatever they have before this no longer applicable to be used with new device. Before this, we have what you call the from USB, charger from USB to Type C. And then after that, at least last time you still have like the, yang dia punya kepala tu, and still everything is USB. Now no longer USB. And not to mention that they change more. They change in terms of the port that we use to charge. Different model, different charger. So that's what it mean by when the technology adopted by majority of the customer with the product, it will also increase the cost to consumer. Because we have to buy, because we need to use that. Whatever that is complement with the devices that we have, we need also to buy new when some technology doesn't fit anymore. Okay, so that's all for chapter 3. I think now everybody started to feeling tired. So let's just stop recording first.